And a very good afternoon, gang. Welcome along. It's Saturday, the 23rd of December, 2017. Welcome along to today's United Kingdom Talk, only on YouTube and Periscope and Vaughan Live today. We've had problems once again with the Facebook Live, unfortunately, and it's again due to karaoke. What happens is that their automatic systems pick up karaoke things and say that you can't post that and you should take it down, but even before you take it down you get this like 24-hour ban. Unfortunately, it's never ever happens with the chat shows. It only happens with the karaoke, and I did say this last time. It doesn't happen, however, if you do it via YouTube and post a link. The YouTube thing with music seems to work a lot better. I don't know if they've got some sort of agreement with the music people or whatever like that. I'm not quite sure exactly how it goes. But you like get this message off Facebook saying, please delete this video. Then you delete it, but the ban is already there. So I can't do any live stuff on Facebook for 24 hours, unfortunately. But fortunately, of course, we've always got YouTube to save us. And I have to say, I do find, if you're watching for the first time today on YouTube, welcome along, boys and girls, the picture quality of the YouTube, I find, is, whether it's in here or from one of our wonderful karaoke places, is far, far superior to the picture quality on Facebook Live. And I know some of you have also mentioned that to us as well. But we've come across this problem several times now with the karaoke. And I think I did say this last time, but then we went back on Facebook Live and the same thing's happened again. So I think we're going to have to just go through the YouTube for the karaoke in future and post a link on Facebook for you to watch it by. The trouble with this, it doesn't work so well because the people watching on Facebook, when you watch a Facebook Live, direct to Facebook Live, you get a notification. Hello, there's a show on. Okay, like that. If you post a link, you don't get that notification. So, I mean, if I had to do the chat show like that, I'd have to schedule it so you'd know it was going to happen. Sort of, I don't know, 10 o'clock every morning or something like that. But what we will do in future is just do the karaoke on the YouTube Live and we'll be done with it, and we won't have so much more of a problem. All right, I hope some of you, I've no idea who's with us on the YouTube today, so I hope some of you have found us on here. Let's say hello to some of the early people. I do get all your YouTube messages. Also, if you're watching on Periscope or some of the other platforms, I do get your messages up here, okay? Vaughan Live, if anyone's watching Vaughan Live, which I don't think many people watch on there, I don't get those messages for some reason. Don't know why that is. They just don't come through the chat system. I use Restream to talk to you. Restream. So it goes to Restream and then to the various other platforms. That's how it works if you're technically minded. All right. Let's say good afternoon to Ross Herndon. Good afternoon, Ross. Shania's there on the Isle of Wight. Oh, you've found us. You've all found this. Excellent. Andrew Parker's there. Greetings, Andrew, who says, I can't believe there's a 22-second delay video lag on YouTube compared with Vaughan Live. Is there really? I didn't know that. I'd noticed, actually, I did have that. I bought it up and I refreshed the page and then there was only like a 10-second lag. So it might be an idea to refresh the page if you're watching on YouTube to catch up. It doesn't matter, does it? 20 seconds or what. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how the whole Vaughan Live things work there. But we're on it, so that's it. I'm glad you enjoyed watching the karaoke last night. Oh, we had a wonderful time last night. I can't tell you what a fantastic night it was last night. Apart from being busy, everyone was sort of reasonably well behaved. No one was moaning because there were 32 singers there last night. Which means if you've sung once, you've got to wait for 32 singers to sing before you come, 31 singers to sing before you come back round again, you see. And no one moaned. No one moaned. They were really, really good night last night. Lots of lovely Christmas songs. I did try and split them up a bit. If there was like 3 Christmas songs together, I'd push someone up the list so that then you could have a break from the Christmas songs. Otherwise, it gets boring for people. As the host, as well as trying to be fair, I'm trying to make it interesting for the people watching the show as well. Don't bother me. You can do 200 Christmas songs in a row, but people will start walking out the door. And that ruin the atmosphere. But a really, really great night and some fantastic voices. Lady Phoenix, she always brings people in, lots of people from the Philippines in. And they've all got such wonderful voices. They really have. There was a girl in there last night. I've never met her before. Mandy. There was two boys, one called Ronan and one called... It was another name like Ronaning, something like that. And there was a girl called Michaela, something like that. Oh, my God. They had voices to die for. Absolutely fantastic. And Dave H was there as well. Of course, he's the good-looking one. He's married to Lady Phoenix. Oh, wow. The voices in there last night. Absolutely fantastic it was, and packed from the moment I got there. They were fighting for seats last night. We had a birthday party in there as well last night. Chaz, he's got hair like this. He's like a lion. He's like, rah, rah. He's like a lion, and he sang his heart out. Oh, wonderful! It was his birthday. I thought he was early 30s. He's actually late 30s. So happy birthday to Chaz. Kelly Key. Oh, it was fantastic. Ray Reynolds was there as well. Johnny Key. All the regulars. Roy wasn't there, unfortunately. Roy's having a little break from the karaoke at the moment. So I'm glad you enjoyed that, Andrew. The Ray's there now. Hello, Ray. You found us on YouTube. Good morning, Ray. Or good afternoon. We're very, very late today. Very, very late. Dino's there. Hello, Dino. You found us as well. Congratulations. It's very funny, you know, when you move to somewhere else. It's a little bit like, you know, when you go in the supermarket. When you go into the supermarket, I just go and get the butter. And it's been moved. How annoying is that? How annoying is that? It's a bit like that, isn't it, really? We've moved somewhere else, so no one's got a clue where we are today. Never mind. I'm glad you found us. Where's the butter gone? You know, where's the cornflakes? You're not still eating those, are you? My favourite breakfast is overnight oats. That's what I like. I have that every morning. That's fat-free yoghurt, porridge oats, and blueberries layered. Yeah, about 2 layers each, you know. Put the lid on in the fridge overnight. Absolutely delicious. I shall be having one of those tonight, actually, when I get towards the end of my shift at work, because today's the big day. I'm going early up to my sister's. I'm actually going early up to my sister's, and that is because tomorrow may or may not be a very bad day for traffic. You're never quite sure with the Christmas Eve. Now, we saw stories in the newspapers, didn't we? I think it was Thursday. Wasn't it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Of a lot of cars leaving London to go on their various holidays and travel up and down the country. Now, they may have already all gone now. I don't know. But the point is, if I travel through the night, there's no traffic. End of story. There'll be no traffic. If I do it Christmas Eve, 10 o'clock in the morning, it might be there. It might not. So I'm gonna take the risk away because I don't like risks. Well, I've taken a few risks in my time, as you know, Ray Reynolds, and that's why I have to take the pills, darling. That's why. I don't like to take risks, certainly when it comes to traffic. And talking of traffic, very easy to get to work last night. Now, you know it's been taking me 2 hours to get to work, don't you? All of the jobs have been taking like 2 hours. Last night, what do you reckon, eh? Go on, have a guess. Have a wild stab. Oh, don't go around stabbing people. Not on Christmas, not the day before Christmas Eve. Yes, 1 hour and 20 minutes. How's that? Wow. 1 hour and 20 minutes. And 10 minutes of that was because there was this great big articulated lorry going up York Way. And there's a little road there. And there's a Tesco's at the end of this road. And the articulated lorries have to turn into this little narrow road and unload outside. I don't know how they do it. And of course you get the idiots parking right on the corners. We have the same problem here. Dreadful people. Dreadful, ghastly people. I don't know how they do it. So there was no traffic last night. And no traffic on the way home. Lovely, easy night on the way home. Hardly an Uber car in sight last night. How fabulous. I thought possibly Transport for London had collected all those nasty Uber Priuses and crushed them into a tiny little piece and tucked it away. But no doubt they'll be appearing again very soon for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve? Oh, how much are they going to charge you New Year's Eve? Walk, dear. Get the night bus. Right. Bum, bum, bum. Good afternoon to Gary Owen. Greetings, Gary. Merry Christmas to you, Gary. There we are. Andrew says, I saw the big guy near the stairs acting out. Now, who was that? The big guy near the stairs. Do you mean the really tall one or big that way? I don't think there was any big people in last night, actually. I'm just trying to think carefully. I don't remember any big people in last night. I remember there's a few tall people in last night. No one sort of big. You know, I used to be big just a little while ago, didn't I? Yes. I see. Yeah, the trouble is, Dino, I'd have to do that before I start. It's a bit difficult to do that now without actually stopping the show, you see. That's the trouble. But thank you for that information there. What with the YouTube thing, you've kind of got a template, and it uses that template for everything you do. Now, if I put something there, like karaoke, I've done that before, and I forget to change it, then the next time I do a chat show, it does karaoke. So it's a bit of a hit and miss that. All right. So thank you for that, D-Day. Good. Well, it'll be the last show here from the Mirrorball studio until after Christmas now, boys and girls, because as I say, I'm going up to north. I do hope to be speaking to you from there a couple of times. Normally, when I go up north, I do a couple of little recorded shows of the family and all that, and a little bit of a chat there. We might be able to do a live show from my hired caravan. Yes, I stay in a caravan when I go up there. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's lovely and cosy. Have you ever been in a caravan? It's lovely and cosy. You've got all your cooking facilities. It's nice and warm. You touch it. If it's cold, you touch this little button. Touch that button, and this boiler bursts into life, and it's roasting hot. Roasting hot in a caravan, and I lay provocatively and naked on the bed. I just want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes like that, and just imagine that now, okay? Are you imagining that? Is that doing anything for you? Perhaps not. So that's my little caravan. My mate will be moving in here, as he always does, to look after the house, because I've got the big house with the big telly. So he'll be moving in here with his other half, looking after the house. He'll no doubt he'll have the central heating on 24 hours a day. I only put it on when I'm cold. He's got that central heating on 24 hours a day. I kid you not. Yeah. Believe me. We're not going to do a mega long show today, just a little one. I've got a phone line open. If you want to call in, let's just open that now. It's already open. So if you want to call in, the phone number's up there. 020 8144 3477. 020 8144 3477. I'm just wondering, actually, if I can change that YouTube thing while I'm chatting to you without causing too much of a gap between what we're doing, because I don't like to live streaming. Hang on a minute, live streaming. Can I do it off that? It's a little. Oh, maybe I can. Oh, let's try this. Okay. Just a second. Let's see what happens there. There we are. Public. I know how to save it. All changes have been saved. That's happened automatically. Oh. Well, hang on a minute. Your messages come up there as well. I didn't know that. Your messages come up the side there. Okay. See if that's worked. Has that changed anything, Dino? Perhaps you'll have a little look for me there. Andrew says, I knew a man who stayed in a static caravan. He kept getting electric shocks. Oh, don't! It's always when it's cold. I get the nasty electric shock from my garage door. We've always got metal doors, haven't we? But I've learned to stop that. Do you know what I do? So I get the garage key and I grasp firmly onto the garage key, and then I put it towards the lock, and you don't feel it, but you see the spark jump from the key to the lock. They are, but it doesn't get you. You don't, like that. I mean, I could be dead laying outside that garage. No one cares. No one cares. That's how to do it. So what you have to do, if you think it's going to be static out there, hold your key, right, tightly, like that, okay? Then go towards the garage door carefully, okay, and then watch that spark fly from the tip of the key to the door. You see, so the spark isn't flying from you to the door. It's flying. You're going through the key, and the key is taking the pain. Ouch! As Andrew says, yes, ouch. We don't like electric shocks. I remember having an electric shock once. Oh yes. Anyone had an electric shock before? Oh, it's terrible. I was doing something with a record. Oh, that was it. Yeah. I had a little radio station. I was 16 years old. Okay. And I had a little radio station in my house. Just in my house. Yeah. Just in my house. What it was is I had a record player upstairs, 2 record players upstairs. And I had wires going down into the living room with a speaker at the end. And I used to play radio stations. It's the same as I'm doing now. You know. I'm playing television, aren't I? I'm playing television shows, except a lot better than what I used to do when I was 16. I had these wires coming out the bedroom. They went down into the living room, and then I extended it into the kitchen as well. And then a little while later, I extended out the house to my neighbours either side. And then a little while after that, I between 2 blocks of flats, okay, I say flats, masonettes, so they're one, okay, only 2. Right? The block of flats that was across the road from me, my mate lived in there. Alan, his name was Alan Campbell. And one day we twisted up the wires at my end and we waited till there was no cars, okay? And I chucked the wire over to him and he caught it and he had a speaker in his house as well. And I used to play radio stations. And one day I was fixing this record player. There was something wrong with the record player. And I had my hand inside it, like that. And it was plugged in and everything. And suddenly I touched something. Oh, my God. You know, I could be dead. No one cares. No one cares. I could have been dead. I touched this thing and it jumped out my skin like that. Dear me. There was another occasion I didn't get an electric shock. But when I was about 6 years old, I climbed inside my nan's radiogram, and it was plugged in. It was plugged in. No one knew what I was doing. I climbed inside it and started pulling out the valves. Never worked after that. I mean, I could have just touched anything in there and been dead, couldn't I? Awful. Dear me. Andrew says the old CRT TVs, they're the ones with the big backs, the big bums. I used to call them televisions with big bums. Were like that. You can unplug them, but something inside holds a lot of charge. Yes, a lot more than you'd get off the mains, actually. They used to hold thousands of volts inside those old tellies. Did you ever try lifting up a 32-inch CRT telly? God, they were heavy, weren't they? And yeah, my 50-inch downstairs, my old 50-inch, I can carry that on my own. They're so much lighter now, aren't they? Anyway, the phone line is open if you want to call in. 020 8144 3477 is my local London number, okay? 020 8144 3477. Or you can Skype in. If you've got Skype in on United Kingdom Talk. Skype in on United Kingdom Talk, okay? I'm going to try and keep up with you. Let's have a look. I'll try and keep up with what's going on today on both. There's no one putting messages on Facebook anyway, so that's good. So I'll be able to do that. On the way home last night, I say, nice trip on the way home. Stopped at the petrol garage, the cheap or so-called cheap petrol garage, Esso, which is just off the M25. Filled up there because they're always cheaper. Got to the next one. Oh, it's a penny cheaper. Oh, God, I probably spent an extra 10 pence or 20 pence that I didn't need to spend. I was horrified at this. Horrified. I should have gone back and complained. Take it back. I'll go and get it at the other place. A penny. And that was at the BP. The BP was cheaper than the Esso. Nearly fell through the floor. It's outrageous. This morning I got up about 8:45. Had my breakfast. They came up here and recorded Christmas Day's music and chat show. And I do hope you enjoy that. It's very relaxing. Music and chat show on Christmas Day, 10 o'clock. uploadradio.com. I don't suppose anyone will listen to it, intently. I shall be on in the background, no doubt. In the background! Me! In the background! Outrageous. That's at 10 o'clock Monday morning, uploadradio.com. Done a bit of paperwork in here. I've got washing on downstairs. I've got the dishwasher on downstairs. I loaded the car up. All my presents are all ready and all that business. I've done the case. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm pleased to announce to you that I'm all ready, and I'm not usually this far ahead with being ready. Really not. So I'm quite pleased with myself there. Had a bit of lunch, Slimmers World chips, eggs, baked beans, and here I am, chatting to you. What was your favourite ever Christmas present, by the way? Have you got a favourite of all time? I know I've mentioned mine so many times before. My Hornby electric train set was my favourite one ever. Other things that I received. What was yours? I want to know what your favourite Christmas present was of all time. Huh? Other things I received over the years. I remember Spray-O-Matic. Anyone remember Spray-O-Matic? I don't think it was a massively popular thing. But it was like a box, okay? Like a plastic box. And there was a bottom bit, which was like a tray. Like a large tray. Just trying to think of something, really. Like, if you've got like little things you put papers and things and like that, and they're like that. Yeah, so it was like that, but quite tall. Quite tall, I suppose, about that tall. About that tall it was, something like that. About that tall, about that big it was. And in the bottom of this was a brush. A brush at the front with a little handle at the side. And there would be a top bit as well. And the top bit you'd put on, and there was a hole like this, a rectangular hole, Spray-O-Matic it was called. And you had some little bottles of paint. And you would put the paint along the brush and turn it round. And on the paper, you'd get all the... I can't remember if there must have been some sort of template or some sort of thing with holes in it to make pictures. I don't recall that. All I remember is turning the brush and the paint would spray onto the paper. It was supposed to spray onto the paper, but it used to come out the hole as well, onto my face. That was Spray-O-Matic. I remember that one. I remember, of course, Spirograph. Do you remember Spirograph? Well, you had the little cogs, little wheels, and they were like serrated around the outside like that, little things like that. And you put your pen in a little hole and turn it like that, and it would make little circles and all different sorts of patterns like that. Spirograph, remember? Various board games, Cluedo, which I bought, funnily enough, in Gain from Hamley's toy shop when we was up there a couple of weeks ago. This week, I went into a place called... hello to Miles. Greetings, Miles. Welcome along to the show, sir. Welcome, Miles. Welcome, sir. You're on... are you on YouTube, Miles? I think you're on my YouTube, aren't you? Went to another toy shop that's in town, recently opened, Mr. Entertainer. And I have to say, if I'd have gone there, I would have probably saved about 100 quid. The stuff in there was much cheaper than it was in Hamley's. Well, we're going to have to remember that next year. Much that we'll probably still go to Hamley's because it's such a nice day out doing that. But the shop in town, we've got a Mr. Entertainer toy shop in town, which is full of toys and at much less price as well, much less price. So there was that, and a chemistry set. I remember having this chemistry set. You have the test tubes with copper sulfate and I don't know what else, sulfur and all sorts of things like that. And you used to do these experiments and shake up a chemistry set and do all these other little bits and pieces. Did you have anything like that? What was your favourite Christmas present of all time? Oh, and a microscope. I remember having this microscope set. And, you got the microscope out, and there were no batteries, or I don't think there was any batteries. And you had these little slides. And there were things in the microscope set that you could examine and tear apart like a wasp. A real one, yeah, a real one, or it might have been a bee, I don't know, a bee wasp, something like that. And you could put it on the slide and cut bits off. And I mean, it's horrible, really, isn't it? I mean, how do you know aliens might do that to us one day, mightn't they? We might be sucked up onto a spaceship, just while we're just walking along, minding our own business, and suddenly we go. Bye-bye, Gary. Happy Christmas to you. Suddenly we're sucked up into the spaceship and dissected. I don't want to be dissected on a spaceship. Do you? Dreadful, dear. Frightening experience for some people. And another present that I had was Mousetrap. I loved Mousetrap. That was good, wasn't it? A little ball goes up and down, and then that trap comes down on the mouse. That's wonderful. Greetings to Weird City Citizen. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed our karaoke last night. It's always going to be now on YouTube. Only YouTube. We have so many problems with Facebook Live and blooming copyright issues, which we don't seem to get on YouTube. They've obviously got that side of it sussed, so it will now, in future, just be on YouTube. And besides, the picture quality is so much better anyway. So that's that. I must say thank you to the cut and paste brigade, I call them. You've probably had some yourself, where you receive in your inboxes just a basic cut and paste of a little fairy or a Christmas card or something like that, with no personalised message. I mean, I wouldn't mind so much as like, Chris, I've cut and pasted this for you, happy Christmas, and then they send that. That's, but they don't. They don't even do that. They just quickly, well, it's a waste of time sending it. If it doesn't mean anything, what is the point in sending anything? So hello to the cut and paste brigade who might have sent in a little Christmas card this year or two. Yes. Right, some news stories. I was very distressed this morning to see that there's a fire, or at least there was a fire going on at London Zoo. Now, I go past that every Sunday night, although not this week because we've not got the karaoke on there for a while on Sundays until back in February. Yes, there's been a fire going on at London Zoo. Unfortunately, one of the animals has died. A little aardvark. Now, are they the things? Oh, you're a bit. Hello, you're a bit low down there. How did you get down there so low? Is that better? There we are. An aardvark. Are they the things that eat ants? Aardvarks. Anyway, the story goes: an aardvark has died, and 4 meerkats are missing after a devastating fire at London Zoo early this morning. 8 people have also been treated for shock and smoke inhalation after the blaze tore through an enclosure at the park. Desperate staff are believed to have risked their lives by smashing through glass in an attempt to save the poor little meerkats and other animals. Oh, it's terrible. How did this happen? I hope no one done this. Desperate staff are believed to have... one aardvark died following the 6 a.m. inferno. 6 o'clock in the morning, gosh. Which began in the animal adventure section of the park before spreading to a gift shop and cafe. 4 meerkats, meanwhile, has also been reported missing. And there are some pictures all over the internet. I'm looking at the Daily Mail myself. But that's a fierce blaze. That's a fierce blaze. And there's pictures of some of the animals. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. You've got some videos there as well. There's a lot of pictures and videos there. Go on to the internet and have a look there. Keepers who live at the zoo, this is in the Mail this morning, are believed to have sprung into action immediately to get as many animals as they could to safety. It was under control by 9:15. A London Zoo spokesman said they can confirm a fire broke out. Duty staff that live on the site of the zoo were on the scene immediately and started moving animals to safety. So terrible that. I mean, I can't lie to you. I'm not keen on zoos. Having animals in cages is not good to me. But that being said, things like London Zoo and that sort of thing, they're wonderful places to visit, aren't they? And take your children and what have you. And, let's be honest, we can't all afford to go to Kenya and see lions and tigers in the wild, can we? So I suppose this is the only way that we've got of seeing such beautiful, wonderful creatures. But I hope not too many of them died in that fire. Oh, it's just awful. You can just imagine being a little animal and seeing this fire in front of you. Gosh. Okay. Right, no one's calling in today. That doesn't matter. We'll close those lines again. That's all right. I'm never desperate for calls or anything like that. I've got plenty of time to talk to you, don't worry. Although not long today. Not long today. I'm just going to do one more story and then that's it. The Nutcracker. Wonderful Christmas ballet. Now, that is on at the Royal Albert Hall. Certainly just after Christmas. Don't know if it's on tonight. I think it's on at the moment. Anyway, again, in the Daily Mail this morning, dancers of the decades-old Nutcracker Ballet are not just talented in choreography, but top-grade acting as well. With grace and gratitude, the story goes on, the ballet dancers have described some of the most daunting details about their day-to-day job. Aside from getting the wonderful opportunity to work while doing what they love, the poised performers live in constant fear of the unknown on and off stage, a dance critic report for the Washington Post explains. Some of the fears include the ever-familiar injuries and illnesses that are passed around and even landing in piles of wee during grand jetties at live shows. In a workplace with children, teens and adults of various ages, viruses run rampant. I like that word, rampant. I'm feeling quite rampant today. Am I coming across as rampant? One dancer details the huge hysteria after one little member, sick with the norovirus, accidentally infected hundreds of others. Well, of course you would, wouldn't you? You would. Like wildflower it spread, says the story. And by the end, over 200 people had it, including children, their parents, dancers, artistic staff. However, that didn't stop the entertainers from pushing on. Well, you do. It's that old saying, the show must go on. You see, the show must go on. This bloke, Rhines, says he recalls hearing a child in the wings taking the hat off his costume and throwing up in it. During the Pennsylvania's ballet's performance, Corps de Ballet dancer Harrison Monaco recalls making a leap across a stage into something wet. It seems one of the children couldn't hold themselves when Monaco saw someone from the crew attempting a quiet sweep behind all the performers. I did my thing and then I had to kneel and I was thinking, oh, this is where, oh no. Of course, you just can't carry on. You have to carry on and pretend that nothing's happening there. Council's dancer Elizabeth Walker reveals she visited all types of doctors for her slew of sprains and injuries, most notably horrific feet issues from her little pointy shoes, you see. I've had broken bones, but a corn is this horrible nerve pain. Walker said of the severe calluses, and she gets them out. Another dancer said she had several Nutcracker-related health scares. Dancing the Nutcracker gave me a 6-month injury, she tells newspapers, while speaking of the end of the series limp every performer is familiar with. You see, you don't know about any of this, do you? I always thought, well, it must hurt their feet. But here's the proof, it's not just the feet. You imagine, your toes being squeezed together in that little point, and then you're having to dance on them. I mean, whoever invented like that? There must have been some sort of sadist or something, mustn't they? Who like to see people in pain, I guess. Gosh, and it goes on. Others mention their prop and costume catastrophes, which included losing prominent accessories and even tumbling off the stage. Oh, I've seen that. People falling off the... Oh, you shouldn't laugh, Freddie. But people falling off the stage. Oh, it's not funny, really. It's not happened to me yet, but I've known many people to have fallen off a stage, boys and girls. Okay, Shania, when am I travelling? Tonight, my darling. I'll be doing a nighttime travelling tonight, Shania, so that I don't have to get any of the traffic or any of that, my darling. All right? And I shall be going... so I'll be at church midnight mass. They don't have a midnight mass at the Catholic Church, so I'll be going. They have one at the Church of England, so I'll be going to the Church of England for that, for the midnight mass, and then of course Christmas Day morning I should be on a mass as well. Little church called I can't remember what it's called now. Just have a look at Catholic Church's Woodhall Spa, and you can find the pictures of that, Jeannie, if you're interested, my darling. It's a very small church, actually. Very, very small church. And often the priest stands in the back and gives out sweeties to us all afterwards. All right. Weird City Session. Did you ever solve the wonky road signs issues? No, they're still wonky, unfortunately. They never fix them. Wonky signs all over the place. That's just how it is. All right, we'll do today's birthdays then, boys and girls. Happy birthday today to the lovely Jeannie D, who's recently joined us at karaoke at Central Station on Mondays and Fridays. A wonderful character and such a lovely, warm, quiet person. Happy birthday to Jeannie D today, who's a wonderful 74 years old. Happy birthday, Jeannie D. Happy birthday to Phillip Aaron today. Happy birthday, Phillip. Looking very nice in that picture. Chaz, it was his birthday yesterday, as I told you earlier. Fee was there for the karaoke. Chaz is 38 years old today. Charles G. Doyle, happy birthday to you, sir. And Lineker was Callaghan, happy birthday to you. And George Pringle, happy birthday to... No, sorry, I beg your pardon. Gregor Pringle. Happy birthday to you, to Gregor. And Glenn Logie is 32 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Glenn. Oh, I haven't got my music lined up here. Hang on a minute. Let's sing you happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jeannie, Phillip, Charles, and Gregor and Glen. Happy birthday to you. All right, have a nice birthday. Shania's going tonight, tomorrow, and evening and midnight mass. You'll be first into heaven, my love. You'll be the first one into heaven. Well, that's it today. Next time you'll see a show back from the studio, it will be next week and it'll be well after Christmas. I will try and talk to you while I'm on holiday at some point, probably late at night. I don't know, just depends whenever. You know how it is. We're not scheduled here, as and when. If I don't see you before Christmas Day, have a really wonderful, wonderful Christmas. I really do hope you do. And if you're not doing anything on Monday morning, do join us for a little festive radio show. It's on uploadradio.com, and it will be on Christmas morning at oh, hang on a minute, I've lost something. There it is. It'll be on Christmas morning at 10 o'clock, all right? Uploadradio.com, Christmas morning at 10 o'clock. Happy Christmas to you all, and thanks for staying with me this year, all right? Have a nice Saturday. Bye-bye now.